Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to our new video of awesome Flutter Firebase quiz app, where we are developing the complete app from scratch with admin panel. This video will cover setting up Firebase as our backend, designing stunning user interface, quiz categories, quiz creation, and many more. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the amazing content we upload on this channel. Let's get started. But before moving to the code, let me show you what all things we will learn on today's video and how your app will look alike at the end of this video. So here you can see the home page of our quiz app where I have shown the username with the user image, and just below of it you can see the image of play and win with a text play quiz by guessing the image. So we gave a small hint about the app where the user have to play the quiz by guessing the image. And here after the container you can see the top quiz categories where I have shown all the categories related to our quiz app. So here you can see the place, animals, fruits, objects, sports and random. So let me give you a small hint about the quiz app, how it will really work. So in our quiz app there will be a image at the top with the four options at the bottom of the image, and the user has to guess the correct answer for that respective image that have been shown on the screen by clicking in any of the options below the image. Now when I'll click to the place category here, then it will redirect me to a place quiz page, and here you can see the image at the top with four options. Now I have to guess a correct answer for this image. So here you can see the Eiffel Tower. So I will click to the Eiffel Tower option here, and you can see that after clicking the correct answer, it changes the container color to green and other to red, indicating that the answer that I have just clicked is a right one and the other is wrong. After guessing the image, you can see the forward arrow. So by clicking to the forward arrow, we can directly move to the next quiz of our place category. So by forward arrow, we can play as many quiz we want for the specific category. So when I click to the forward arrow, then we'll directly move to the second quiz, and here you can see the image and the four options. So here you can see the hills. So I'll click to the correct answer hills here, and again it shows the correct answer by marking it with a green color. So you can see that how brilliantly our quiz app is working, and we can play as many quiz we want for that specific category. Now in the beginning I have told you that there will be also admin panel in the app. So here you can see the admin login page. The reason for creating the admin login page is because I want to make the admin page highly secure so that the admin can have their own username and the password, which makes the admin panel highly secure so that any random user can't enter in the admin panel. So in the username I have kept the username Shivam here and the password 123456. So you need to use exact this username and the password to log in the admin panel. Now when I click to the login button, then it will directly take me to the add quiz page from where I can add as many quiz I want for that respective category. So here you can see the upload picture. So now I'll click to the camera icon here, and it will directly opens my phone gallery from where I can pick the image. Now here you can see the image. Now in the option 1, I will write the option that I want to show in the option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4. So I will write some random option here. So second one is lion, third one is tree, and fourth one is water. Now I need to write a correct answer here so that I can show the user the correct answer after he press any of the options in the quiz app. So in the correct answer I will write leave, and you can see that in the select category we can add the quiz for any respective category by selecting any of the options from our drop down button. Now I'll click a random here. Now I'll click to the add button. So as you can see, the quiz has been added successfully. Now let's move to the home page and let's check in the random category if the quiz has been uploaded to our quiz app or not. So after clicking to the random category, you can see the quiz that we have just uploaded from our admin panel. So here you can see the image and the four option leaf, lion, tree and water. Now I'll click to the correct answer leaf here where we have wrote leaf text in the correct answer text field. So by this way through the admin panel we can upload as much quiz we want for that respective category and user can enjoy the quiz app by guessing the different images and the different categories. But I have a small request from you. Please do not skip any process or part from this video because each and every process or part is necessary to make this quiz app from the scratch. So if you miss any of the part or process from this video, then you might not get the result that I have just shown you now. I will also show you how to connect the Firebase for both Android and iOS, and I will tell you each and every step that I am writing in the VS Code. So now let's get started. Now let's move to the lib folder and I will create a new folder name pages here, and inside the pages folder I will create a new file name home.dart, and inside the home.dart file I will create a stateful widget name home here. Now scaffold, body, container, child, column, children. So as you can see, when I am writing widgets in the home.dart file, their blue lines come at the bottom of each widget, which doesn't look good when you write on the VS Code. So to remove the blue lines from these widgets, I will go to the analysis options.yml file, and in the rules, I will add a two line here which will help us to remove the blue lines from each widget. Now I will just write prefer const constructor and will make it to false. Now we'll write one more line prefer const literals to create immutables, and will also assign it to false. Now we'll save the code that we have just wrote in the analysis options.yml file, and let's move to the home.dart file again, and here you can see the blue lines has been almost disappear from the widgets. Now it's look good. Now I will write a container child row children, and inside the row widget I will first show the image of the user and then the name of that specific user. But before that we'll write decoration box decoration, and in the color I will pass the customized color code for the container. Many of the old viewers might know that why I have used a 0xFF at the starting of the color code I have wrote here. But and if you are new viewer and you are watching my first video from this channel, then I want to say that if you directly write a color code inside the color function, then it will not assign the color code that you have just mentioned. So make sure it should be start with a 0xFF here. Now I will copy the same image that I have saved in the images folder, which will be the random pic of the user. Now to assign the image from the images folder that you have just saved, then you need to go to the perspec YAML file and you need to go to the asset and assign the images folder where you have saved all the image and you want to use in the app. Now we'll use image.asset images and we'll write a exact image file name which will be boy.jpg, and will give the fixed height and width to the image and will fit boxfit.cover so that it can cover the complete height and width of the image that we have just assigned here. Now let's move to the main.dart file, and here you can see the debug banner here. So to remove the debug banner from here, we need to go to the main.dart file and we'll write debug so checked banner to false. And as you can see, the debug banner has been removed. Now let's move and call the home page here. So here you can see the container that I've just wrote. Now we'll give the padding from the above. So I will write padding as inset.only from left top 50.0 and from the right. Now I'll give the specific height to the container. So we'll write 300. So 300 is too much. Now let's change it to 250 or 220. Okay, now it's look good. Now in the row, I want to move the image and the name of the user at the top. So I will write cross axis alignment dot start here. Now I want to give the border radius to the image. So I will use a clip react widget and will pass a border radius dot circular and will give the border radius 60 here. So it is done. Now I'll need to pass the username just beside his image. So I will write a text widget here, and inside the text widget I will write a username, though I'm writing Shivam Gupta here, and will give the style to the text widget by using a text style here. And in the color I'll pass a colors.white and font size 20.0 and font weight dot bold. So here you can see the username. Now I need to move the image to the center. So I will again give the padding to the text widget here. So we'll wrap up the text widget with a padding here and we'll give the padding from the top position. Now we'll give the width between the image and the name. So I will use a size box here. So it is done. Now I want to provide the border radius from the bottom left and bottom right position of the container. So I will write border radius dot only and will write bottom left and will write radius dot circular 30 and will pass same for the bottom right. So here you can see the circular radius from the bottom left and bottom right position. So 30 is too much, so we'll make it to 20. Okay, so it is done. Now I want to overlap a container over the container. So I will use a stack widget here. Basically, stack widget help us to overlap two widgets one upon the another. So I will wrap up the container widget with a stack widget here. Now I'll pass one more container in the stack widget. So I will write container. Now child, and in the row will pass a children. So in the row I will pass this image that I have just saved in the images folder and will use image.asset function again to get the image from the images folder. So here you can see the image that I've just shown by image.asset function. Now I want to give the margin from the top position. So I will write edge insert.only top 120 and also from the left. Now decoration, box decoration. And in the box decoration, we'll first pass the color of the container. So it will be black. Now we'll give the width media query dot of context dot size dot width. The reason for using the media query inside the width is because media query help us to make the app highly responsive. So if you use a media query inside the container and giving the width in the form of media query, then it will suggest the container to use a complete width of the screen according to the device size. Though each device has their own height and width, then it can help us to make the app highly responsive. Now we'll give the border radius to the container first. So I will write border radius dot circular 20. Now I will wrap up the image again with a clip react widget to give a border radius to the image here, and we'll write border radius dot circular, sorry, border radius dot only, because I want to provide the radius from the top left position. So I will write radius dot circular 20 and from bottom left position. So radius dot circular again 20. So now it's look good. Now I will use a text widget again because I want to show a text play and win here. So I'll copy the same text widget and will paste it here and will pass the text play and win, and will also increase the font size to 26 to 35 or 30. Now we'll give the size box because I want to give the width between the image and the text widget. So I will pass a width 30.0. Now I'll wrap up the text widget with a column widget here because just below of play and win text, I want to pass one more text suggesting that play quiz by guessing the image. We'll also pass a customized color code again. So we need to decrease the font size. So we'll write 15.0. Now I want to move all the text to the left position. So I will write cross axis alignment dot start. The reason for writing /n in the text widget is because I want to change the line of the specific text. So I will use a /n command to suggest the text to change the line and show the text from the another line. So whenever you want to change a line, then you can use a /n in the text widget. So I will write a text widget here, and inside the text widget I will write top quiz categories where I will show all the categories like sports, animals, fruits, object, etc. that I have just shown you in the starting of the video. So let me add all the images for the specific category, and then I will use the container to show all the specific image with their name. But before that, let me provide the padding from the left position so that there will be a clear space between the text widget. So I will write h inset.only left 20.0. So as you can see, I have saved all the images for the specific category. Now I will first pass a background color to a scaffold widget so I can give the complete background color to my app screen. and we'll pass a customized color code here. So it is done. Now we'll write row children, and inside the children we'll write image.asset, and we'll get the image from the images folder. So I will write images and will paste the exact image file name. So I will write place.png and will give the specific height and width to the image, and will use fit boxfit.cover so that image can cover the complete height and width of the image. Now we'll wrap up with a container, and we'll write decoration, box decoration, and we'll pass a color colors.white and padding edge insert.all 10. We'll use a text widget inside the column widget, and we'll name the text place here, and we'll pass the font size 22.0 and font width dot w 500, and we'll give the height between the image and the text widget. So I'm writing size box height 20.0. Now I'll wrap up a row widget with a padding widget. Edge insert dot only left 20.0, right 20.0, and we'll give the width 150 to the container here. One more thing I want to say you that I am giving the specific height and width of the container according to my choice. So if you have any better idea or want to give a specific width and height to the container here, then you can go in your way too, because it will also help us to customize the code easily and make more changes in your app and can make it more attractive. Also, one more thing, please do not copy the complete code from the source code and paste it here, because each and everything is necessary to here. I am explaining why I have used all these widgets in the code here. So if you understand each and everything about the widgets, then it will also help you to customize the code easily. So now let's move. We'll give the size box height 20.0 because I want to provide the height from the top. Now we'll give the border radius to the container. So I'll write border radius dot circular 20. Now we'll wrap up a container with a material widget here, and we'll first give the border radius to the material widget. Then we'll give the elevation 5.0. So here you can see that we have just created our first category, which is place. Now I'll create some more categories like animals, sports, objects, etc. Now I want to give some even space between the two container here. So in the row I will write main axis dot alignment dot space evenly. Now we'll copy the same container. Now I will change the images name to dog.png, and will also change the text name to animals here. So let me add all the categories one by one. Now as you can see that there is a bottom overflow error because we didn't wrap up a container with a single child scroll view so that we can scroll the our home screen easily. So now let's move to the container and we'll wrap up with a single child scroll view widget. Now as you can see that we can easily scroll our home screen here. So image.asset and we'll write sports.png and we'll also pass the text name sports and save for the random. Now, as you can see that we can't see any space from the bottom so that it can help us to see all the categories easily. So I will go to the container again and will write margin edge insert dot only and will provide the space from the bottom. So I will write bottom 30.0. Now you can see that we can see all the categories clearly. Now, user can select any of the categories and can play the quiz according to his choice. So, I've created the complete UI for our home page, and as I've explained you before, the basic idea of our quiz app is that whenever the user will click on the animals category, then it will show them all the quiz related to the animals. First, they will show the image of the specific animal with a four name of the specific animals, and user have to select the specific image of that animal that they can see on the screen. So, like this, they can get to know more about the animals and can learn many more things from this quiz app. So, in the pages folder, I'll first create a new file name question.dart where we'll show the specific question of our quiz and we'll create a stateful name question here. So now scaffold, body, container, child, column, children. Now first I will give the background color to the complete question screen. So we'll first pass the customized color code to the background color. Now we'll write row children and we'll first pass the icons dot arrow back iOS because I want that whenever the user will move to the questions file of that specific category, then they can click on this icon and can directly move to the home page again. So we'll give the color colors.white, which will be the icon color here. Now we'll wrap up with a container and in the decoration, box decoration, we'll first pass the customized color code to the icon here. So I will again use a 0xFF here. Now let's move to the main.dart file and I'll first call a question file. So here you can see the screen. Now I will give the margin from the top. Now we'll wrap up a icon with a center widget here and we'll give the padding to the container. So I will write edge insert dot all 6. Now we'll give the border radius to the container. So I'll write border radius dot circular 60. Now I want to show a text here because I want to suggest the user that for what specific category they are playing a quiz here. So I will use our text widget and will write a sports style text style and will first pass the color colors.white, font size 18.0 and font weight dot bold here. So let me increase the size of the text here. So I will assign it to 22. Now we'll give the width between the icon and the text. So I will write size box dot width 120.0. So let make it to 100. So now it's look good, and also increase the size of the text. Now I will write container decoration box decoration colors dot white here. Though I can't give the complete margin to the container here, so I will remove the margin from here and will specifically wrap up the row widget with a padding widget and will pass a specific padding from the top and left position. Now inside the container I will write child column children, and in the children and in the container I will use a width, again media query, to use a complete width of the screen. So I will write media query dot of context dot size dot width, and in the decoration I will write border radius, and as I want to provide the border radius from the top left position, so radius dot circular 30, and from the top right position, which will be the radius dot circular 32. So image.asset, and we'll use the images from the images folder again, and I will write a Ronaldo.jpg. I want to show the Ronaldo image here and let the user guess the image with the option that we will just provide below the image. So I'll give the height 300 and will give the width media query dot of context dot size dot width and fit boxfit dot cover. Now I will also give the height to the container. So I will write media query dot of context dot size dot height. But as you can see that if you write a media query inside the container, then it will show the overflow error because we have already covered the some part of the screen from the top. So if you again use a divide 1.2, then also you can't get the specific height of the screen. So it may not be highly responsive when you will test the app on the different devices. So to make it highly responsive, I will wrap up a container with a expanded widget here. So as you can see, after wrapping up a container with a expanded widget, then it covers the complete height of the screen because expanded widget suggests the container to complete use the height of the container and make it highly responsive so that we can test it on the multiple devices. Now we'll wrap up a image with a padding widget and we'll give the padding from the left, right and top 40.0. Now let me provide the space from the top, so I will again use a size box widget here. Now we'll wrap up the image widget with a clip react widget. Now I'll write border radius dot circular 20. Now I'll write container with media query dot of context dot size dot width, and we'll write decoration box decoration, and we'll pass a border dot all, and we'll pass a customized color code to the border here. Now child text and will pass a text widget here and will write a one by one footballer name. So I will first write Cristiano Ronaldo and will give the style by using the text style widget here and will write colors dot black and font size 18.0 and font weight dot w 500. So we have pasted the container outside the column. So we'll cut it from here and we'll paste it inside the column widget. Now we'll give the border radius to the container. So we'll write 20 and we'll give the padding edge inset dot all 10. So now I'll customize the container according to my way. So if you have any better idea to customize the container, then you can also customize the code easily. Now we'll write a width 1.5 so that I can give the width to the border here. So it is done. Now I'll copy the same container and I will write some other footballer name so that user can guess the correct footballer name of the image that we have just shown above. So let me give the height between the image and the text widget. Now I'll change the footballer name to Lionel Messi. So I've added two more footballer name here. So when the user will click on the correct footballer name, then will make the container to green so that user can guess that they have selected the correct name of the image that I've just shown here and directly they will move to the next screen of the sports category and can play the quiz together. Let's move to the Firebase and we need to add our quiz app with a Firebase. So we need to write the app name here. So I'm writing quiz app. Now click on continue. Again on continue. Now use default account for Firebase. Click on create project. So as you can see, Firebase is creating a project. So wait for a few seconds. Now click on continue and we'll directly move to the Firebase. So here you can see that we can connect the iOS, Android and web app through Firebase. So first I will connect the iOS app here, then we will move to the Android app. Now we need a Apple bundle ID. So now let's move to the Xcode and we'll copy the bundle ID from there and we'll paste it here. Now let's move to the runner, signing and capabilities. Now copy the bundle identifier from here and paste it inside the Apple bundle ID. Now click on register app. Now download the Google service info.plist file from here and we need to paste it inside the Xcode and make sure it should be Google service info.plist file. If anything is written rather than this, then make sure you edit them. Now paste it below the info. Now click on finish. So it is done. Now let's move to the Firebase again. Click on next, again on next, next, continue to the console. So as you can see that we have successfully added the iOS app here. Now let's move to the Android app. So we need an Android package name. So we'll go to the Android app build.gradle file and here we'll copy the application ID and we'll paste it inside the Android package name. Now click on register app. Now download the google-service.json file and we need to paste it in the Android app folder. And it should be also in google-service.json file. So it is done. Now let's move to the Firebase again. Click on next. Now we need to copy this plugin and we'll go to the Android build.gradle file and we need to paste it in the class path. So we'll paste it here and we'll change some line of the code. I will strongly suggest you that please do not skip any of the process while setting up the Firebase, because if you miss any of the process or step from this video, then you might not connect the Firebase with your Android or iOS app. So it is done. Now let's move to the Firebase again and we'll copy the ID from here and we'll go to the Android build.gradle file and we'll paste in apply plugin and we'll again change some of the line of the code. Now copy the dependencies from here and we'll paste it inside the dependencies. So we'll paste two lines that we copy from the Firebase. Now click on next, continue to the console. So as you can see, we have successfully added the iOS app and Android app with a Firebase. Now let's move to the Pub.dev, because from the Pub.dev we need to copy the some Flutter packages and we need to paste it inside the pub.xml file. So our first package name is Firebase core. So go to the installing, copy the dependency from here and let's move to the pub.xml file and we'll paste it below the dependencies. Now let's move to the pub.dev again and we need to add our second package name Cloud Firestore. So go to the installing again and we'll copy the dependencies and we'll paste it in the pub.xml file. Now let's run the packages that I've just pasted inside the pub.xml file. Basically, Cloud Firestore package help us to connect with a Firestore database and we can successfully update or write or read the data from the Firestore database. Now let's move to the main.dart file and we need to enable the Firebase from our Flutter app. So we'll write two lines here in the void main function. So we'll write widgets flutter binding dot ensure initialized. Now await Firebase dot initialize app. So it is done and we have successfully connected the Firebase with our Flutter app. Now let's move and we'll create a new folder name admin here, and inside the admin folder I will create a new file name admin login.dart. Now we'll create a stateful widget name admin login. Now scaffold, and we'll pass a background color to the scaffold. So we'll write color 0xFF and we'll pass a customized color code. Now body, container, child, stack, children, container. So in the starting of the video, I have shown you that there is a curved container at the bottom in the admin panel. So we'll create that curved container by using the stack widget and a container widget here. So stack widget is because there is a two container which overlap one over the another. So whenever you want to stack up the widgets or overlap the widgets one over the another, always use a stack widget here. Now we'll pass a margin, padding and height to the container. Now with media query dot of context dot size dot width, decoration, box decoration. Now gradient, linear gradient, colors, and we'll pass a two color in our linear gradient. Now, if you are a new viewer in this channel, then you might not get why I have used a linear gradient color here and what really does linear gradient color do. As if you are following my channel, then you know that what really linear gradient color does here because I have used many times in our previous apps. So I want to repeat it again what really does linear gradient color do. So if you want to mix one or more color together in the container, then you can use a linear gradient color here. So linear gradient color can also suggest from where you want to start the first color and end the last color, which help us to mix a two or more color together and give a perfect color to the container. So first I will pass a customized color code. Now colors.black. So these are the two colors that I have been passed on the linear gradient. Now begin alignment.top left, which suggests that the first color will be start from the top left position and will end at the bottom right position. Now border radius dot vertical top radius dot elliptical. Now if you want to provide the border radius from the x and y axis of the container, then you can use a radius dot elliptical here. Now media query dot of context dot size dot width. Now in the y-axis I will write 110, but you might be thinking that what all things I have wrote inside the container. Now let's check by calling a admin login.dart file here. So let's move to the main.dart and here I will write admin login and will hot restart it again. So here you can see the curved container that I have just made by using a stack widget. So here you can see the two color have been mixed. You can see at the top left position there is a lighter black color and at the bottom right position you can see that there is a dark black color. So we have mixed two colors by using a linear gradient color here. Now we'll write container margin edge insert dot only left 30.0, right 30.0 and top 60.0. Now child and we'll use a form widget. The reason for using the form widget in our container is because form widget help us to check if the user have entered the text on the text field that I will just write in the column widget. So by using the form widget, I can check all the cases regarding the text field. So I will wrap up a column widget with a form widget. Now we'll write text widget here and in the text widget I'll write let's start with admin and we'll use a style text style to give a text style to the text widget here and we'll write colors.black font size 25.0 and font weight dot bold. So here you can see the text widget. Now we'll write size box height 30.0. Now material and first I will create a container here. Then inside the container I will pass a to text field where the admin can enter the username and the password. So border radius dot circular 20 child container height media query dot of context dot size dot height divide by 2.2. Now decoration box decoration color colors dot white. We'll give the border radius to the container here. So we'll write border radius dot circular 20. Now we'll write child column children, and we'll write size box height 50.0, and we'll pass one more container, and we'll give the padding as inset dot only left 20.0 and top 5.0, and same for the bottom. Now margin edge inset dot symmetric horizontal 20.0, and decoration box decoration border dot all color, and we'll give the color to the border. So we'll write colors dot from ARGB, which will be the customized color code. Now border radius dot circular 10. Now again child, and in the child I will write center child text form field controller, and will pass a controller so that we can control the username. So we'll write text editing controller username controller equals to new text editing controller. The reason for creating the username controller is because I want to get the text what the user will enter on this text field, so that we can check if the admin has entered the correct username for the admin panel or not. So in the validator I will write value, and will check if the value is null or empty, then we'll suggest the admin to enter the username here, and if we enter the username then we'll pass null. Now decoration input decoration, and we'll write border input border dot none. Now we'll pass a hint text to our text form field, which suggests that to enter the username on this text field. Then in the hint style, we'll give the styling to the hint text. Now we'll hot reload. So here you can see the text field and the container that I've just created by using the container widget here. Now we'll copy the same text field and paste it in below the username, where we will suggest the admin to enter the password. So we'll give a space between the username and the password. So I will write size box height 40.0, and we'll create one more text editing controller for the password so that we can get the password from this text field. Now we'll write please enter password, and in the hint text we'll write password. Now size box height 40.0, padding edge inset dot symmetric vertical 20.0, sorry 12.0. Now margin edge insert dot symmetric. We are writing container again because I want to create a customized login button, so that after entering the username and the password, admin can directly click to the login button and can directly move to the add quiz page. From there they can add the quiz according to the selected category he wants. Now we'll write color colors.black. Now child center, and we'll center the text widget here. So we'll write text login and we'll pass a style to the text widget here by using the text style. Now colors dot white and font size 20.0 and font weight dot bold. So here you can see the customize button. So now let's move and add the username to the text field. So for an instance, I am writing the username Shivam here. So it uses as exact that I wrote in the username because there is a same controller that I passed in the password. So I will write user password controller in the password text field. Now I can pass a separate password for our password text field. Now when I click to the login button, then if I have entered the correct username and the password in these two text field, then we can successfully log in our add quiz page and can directly add the quiz related to the specific category. Now, but before that, let's move to the Firestore database, and we need to create the database here because as I have told you that the password and the username that the admin will enter in the admin login page will be unique and it will be only known by the admin. So we'll get that username and the password from the Firestore database and we'll check if it match by the details that admin have been provided in the login page. And if it is, then we can directly move inside the app. Now, one of the main thing to get the Cloud Firestore in our Flutter app is that don't forget to change the rules from here, because if you forget to change the rules to true, then you might not upload the data to the Cloud Firestore and it will be very difficult you to understand why I am facing this problem. So that's why I keep on saying that please follow along with me. Do not copy the complete code from the source code and directly paste it in the source file. Rather than follow along with me, because I always teach you each and every step I have used in the Flutter app so that you can also customize the app in your way and can make the app perfect for you to add in your app bucket list. Now in the collection ID, I will write admin and will click on next. Now in the field, I will write ID and the ID for our admin will be Shivam and the password 123456. Now click on save. So as you can see, the collection name admin with a random dog ID and the ID and the password for our admin login page. Now let's move and we'll create a function named login admin here, which will be called whenever the user will press on the login button. Now we'll write Firebase Firestore dot instance dot collection and we'll get the collection name admin that I have just shown you now in the cloud Firestore. Now we'll get the details from our admin collection. Now snapshot dot docs for each. So it will check the first document that we have uploaded in our admin collection here, and in the if case will pass if result.data. I mean that our ID does not matches with a user name controller.text where the admin have entered the username. Then we'll use a snack bar to show that the username that admin have just entered on this text field is not correct. So we'll write your ID is not correct, and we'll create our second case for the password where we'll check that if the password matches with a password that we have just entered in our Firestore database, and if it not, then we'll write your password is not correct in our snack bar. If both the case is false, then we'll directly move to the else case here and we'll directly push the user to the add quiz page. But let's move and create the add quiz.dart file here, and we'll create a stateful widget name add quiz. Now navigator dot push replacement, and we'll pass a route where we want to directly push the admin. So we'll write add quiz route. Now we'll write scaffold body container in our add quiz.dart file. So we have wrote a complete code for our admin login page. Now let's check if our admin really works what we have just wrote here. So now let's hot restart the complete app. So our app has launched successfully. Now I will write username Shivam and 123456. Now I'll click to the login button. Here nothing happens because I forgot to wrap up a login button with a gesture director and forgot to pass a login admin function so that it can checks all the case regarding the username and the password and directly push the admin to the add quiz page. Now we have called the login admin function here. Now let's click to the login button. So as you can see, we have successfully moved to the add quiz.dart page and our admin login page is working brilliantly. So now let's move to the add quiz.dart file, and here I will first make the UI for our add quiz page from where the admin can directly add the quiz by selecting any of the category. In the scaffold, I will first create the app bar. So I will write app bar title text, and in the text I will write add quiz style, text style, colors, colors dot black, font size 20.0, and font weight dot bold. Let me increase the font size, so we'll make it to 30. In the column widget I will write text upload the quiz picture. So here the admin has to upload the quiz picture from where they can also write a four option like option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4 of that specific quiz picture that will be shown here, and there will be the one right answer in that four options and will also write that correct answer in one of our text field. Now we'll give the margin edge inside dot only, left 20.0, right 20.0 and top 20.0. So it is done. Now let's show the container here. Now in the container there will be a camera icon at the center from where the user can click to that camera and the app will directly opens the phone gallery from where the admin can directly upload the quiz picture for their specific quiz they want to add. Now we'll write center, child, material and we'll give the elevation 4.0 and border radius dot circular 20. Now child and we'll write container. Now width 150 and height 150. Now decoration, box decoration, border dot all, color, colors dot black and we'll give the width 1.5. Now we also give the border radius to the container. So we'll write border radius dot circular 20. Now inside the container, I will first create the icon which will be the icons dot camera alt rounded and we'll also give the color to our icon. So here you can see the container where the user will upload the image of that specific quiz. Now I want to move the text to the left side, so I'll write cross axis alignment dot start in our column widget. Now here comes our four option. So as I have shown you in the question.dart file, there is the image of that specific quiz and a four option from where the user has to guess the correct answer for that specific image that have been shown in that quiz. So we need to add all the four options that admin want to show for that specific image. So I will create a text field for each option here. So our first option will be option 1. So we'll write a text here option 1 and we'll give the color, font size and font weight and we'll give the spacing by using the size box height 20.0. Now let's create a text field so that admin can add the option 1 here. So container padding edge insert dot symmetric horizontal 20.0 and we'll give the width media query dot of context dot size dot width. I think so you know that why I am using a media query here, because at some of the place I am using a media query in the form of a numeric digit like 150, 200, but at some of the case I am using a media query to give the width to the container. Basically, if you write a numeric digit, then your app will not be highly responsive, and if you use a media query, then your app will be very responsive when you test the app on the different devices. Though I know that I have told this thousands times if you are a old viewer in my channel, but I keep on saying that because I always suggest you to use a media query when you are giving a width to the container or height to the container. Now text editing controller option 1 controller equals to new text editing controller. Now we'll create some more controller for option 2, option 3 and option 4. Now we'll pass option 1 controller here. Now decoration, input decoration, border, input border dot none. Now you might be thinking that why I've used a border input border dot none when I'm writing any of the text field here. Basically, when you run the code without writing a border input border dot none in the text field, you will get a underline in each text field, which not looks good when you want to provide a container with a border radius. So to remove that underline from the text field, you can use a border input border dot none here. Now we'll give the hint style. So we'll use our text style to give the style to our hint text. So here you can see the text field. Now we'll give the size box height 20.0. So we have created the option 1 here. Now let's move and create option 2, option 3 and option 4. So we have created all the options. Now, as I have told you, there will be one more text field to indicate the correct answer between these four options so that we can show the correct answer when the user will press on any of the option from this quiz. So we'll paste one more text field here, but you can see the overflow error because we have not wrapped up a container with a single child scroll view widget. So we'll wrap up a container with a single child scroll view. So now it is done. Let's give the margin from the bottom. So we'll write bottom and we'll give the margin from the bottom 40.0. Now we'll write on the text correct answer and in the hint text we'll also write correct answer. Now we'll create one more text editing controller for our correct answer. So we'll write correct controller and we'll pass that in the text field. So we have created four options and the correct answer. Now we need to upload all this detail in our specific category. So to upload all the details in our specific category, I need to create a button name add so that we can directly press that button and can upload the data to our Firestore database. So here I will create a customized button name add by using a container widget and will give the elevation by using a material widget. So here you can see the customize button add here, but I have forgot to specify a category here because I want that the admin can upload the quiz for the specific category like animal, sports, objects, etc. what I have shown you in the home screen. So here I need to create a drop down button so that user can select a specific category. If you have followed the food delivery app series, then you know that how to create a drop down button and can get all the options in the drop down button so that user can select any of the category and can upload the quiz for the specific category. So if you haven't followed the food delivery app series, then you can go to my channel and in the playlist section you will get a complete food delivery app series where we have done the complete food delivery app from the scratch. Now here I will create a container. So we'll give the padding, width and the customized color code in our decoration, box decoration. Now border radius dot circular 10. Now child and will create a drop down button underline and in the child will write drop down button. Now items, in the items I will pass a final list of that category there I have shown you in the home page. So I will write food items equals to our first category is animal, second is sports, third is random, fourth one is fruits, objects, and our last category is place. So we'll pass that items in our food items. Now we need to create a string value so that we can store all the value that we have just mentioned in our food items whenever the admin will select any of the specific category. So in the items, I will write food items. Sorry, why I wrote a food items in our list. Think so. I am still making a food delivery app here because that was a very long series. It will take some time to get out of a food delivery app series here because I have worked nearly 6 to 7 hours in our food delivery app series. So sorry, I need to change food items to quiz items here. Now in the items, I will write quiz items dot map and in the map I will pass item. Now drop down menu item and in the child will pass the text item. Basically, text item is something that the user will select from the specific map or the list that I have just mentioned above, which will show that admin which of the specific category he have been selected while using a drop down menu item. Now I will give the style to our text by using a text style. Now we'll write dot to list. So I'm getting a error here. I think so I have forgot to add some function in our drop down button. So let me check. Okay, I got the error. What I've done, I forgot to mention the value in our drop down item. So I will write value and in the value I will pass a item. So here it is done. Now we need to also mention the onChange method because as soon as the admin select any of the category from our drop down, then we need to specify that selected category in our container so that it can hint what that specific category the admin has been selected. So we'll use a set state method in our onChange. Now we'll write this dot value is equals to value. So it is done. Now let's save the file, and here you can see the drop down button. Let me give the space between the text field and the container. So we'll use size box height 20.0. Let's also pass the hint text, hint style and the icon to our drop down button. So here it is done. Now we'll pass a value is equals to value. Now after clicking to the drop down button, you can see all the categories that I've just mentioned in our quiz item list. Let's move to the Pub.dev, and we need to copy some of the packages from there and we'll paste it inside the perspec.ml file to so that we can upload the image to the Firebase storage and the Firestore database. Now in the Pub.dev, we need to search image picker here. Basically, image picker help us to pick the image from our phone gallery, or we can also pick the image by clicking the image from our phone camera. So we'll copy the dependency from here and we'll paste it inside the perspec.ml file. Now our second package name would be Firebase storage. Basically, Firebase storage help us to upload the image to the Firebase storage. So we'll copy the dependency from here and we'll again paste it inside the perspec.ml file. So we also need to add our third package name, random string. Now you might be thinking that why we need this package in our Flutter app. Basically, random string will help us to give the specific ID to each image we are uploading to the Firebase storage. Do not need to worry, I will show you where we will use a random string in our Flutter code. So we'll copy the same dependency from here and we'll paste it inside the perspec.ml file. Now run all the packages that we have just pasted in the perspec.ml file. Now if you are using a iOS device and want to run the app in your iPhone, then you need to add some of the code in the info.plist file, because to enable the image picker in our Flutter app for the iOS, you need to copy the some lines of the code and paste it inside the info.plist file. So go to the readme section and you can see that here are the three sections you need to add in your runner info.plist file. So let's move to the info.plist file and I will add these lines here. Basically, these are the some verification that we need in our iOS device so that we can use a camera, microphone and photo library easily in our iPhone. If you won't add these three commands in your info.plist file, then you can't access the image.picker package and can't pick the image from your phone gallery. This is just for the iOS. Now let's move to the add quiz.dart file, and here I will write final image picker equals to image picker. So we are assigning the image picker in our picker text and we are using a file selected image. The reason for using a file, because the image we will be selecting from our phone gallery will be in the form of the file. So we need a file and give a specific name selected image here so that we can store the specific file in our selected image. Now we'll write future and we'll create a get image function here, which will be called whenever the user will press on the camera icon. So we'll write var image is equals to await picker dot pick image, and we need to provide the source image source dot. So you can also pick the image from your camera and the gallery. So I want to pick the image from the gallery, so I will select gallery here. Now we'll store the selected image which we had picked from our phone gallery. So we'll write file image path. Now we'll use a set state because As soon as we stored a selected image, then I want to assign the selected image as soon as the user pick the image from their phone gallery. Now, if selected image is equals to null, then we'll show a camera icon here, and if the user have picked the image, then we'll show the image by using image.file here. So we'll wrap up with a gesture director and we'll call a get image function here. And if the image is already picked, I mean if the selected image is not equals to null, then we'll show the image by using image.file here. Now, if you want to show the image from your file location of your phone gallery, then you need to use a image.file here and feed boxfit.cover so that it can use a complete height and width of the image that I've just provided in the container. Now we have wrote all the text editing controller. So we need to pass a specific controller for each option here. So for option 3, we need to pass option 3 controller, and for option 4 controller. Now we'll create a function name upload item so that we can directly upload our quiz to a specific category. Now if selected image is not equals to null, I mean that if the user didn't pick any image from their phone gallery and they directly pressed the add button, then we can't execute a function here because I want that image to be picked first, then we can add the quiz to that specific category. And I also want that user to enter all the text field here. So we'll write option 2 controller.text should not be equals to null, and option 3 and option 4 controller.text should not be equals to null. This is necessary part because if you don't write if case here and directly upload the image to the Firebase, then you might face a error in your app. Now string add id. So here we are going to use a random alphanumeric 10. Basically the random string that I have used is because, as I told, I need to assign a random id, so we'll use random alpha numeric 10 here. Now reference, and we gonna upload the image to the Firebase storage now. So we'll write Firebase storage ref equals to Firebase storage dot instance dot ref, and will pass a child. Blog images will be the folder of our storage, and will passing a add id child here. So let me show how it will create a folder blog images in the Firebase storage. So let's move to the Firebase and we'll go to the storage section, and we'll first enable a storage from here. Click on next. Now click on done. So as you can see, Firebase is setting up some security rules here. So wait for a few seconds. Now let's move to the rules, and we need to change it to true. If you forgot to change your rules from false to true, then you can't upload your image to the Firebase storage. So this is one of the main step whenever you are uploading the image to the Firebase storage. So do not forget to change your security rules from the Firebase storage. After changing it to true, here it will create a blog images folder, and in the blog image folder it will keep on uploading one by one the image that will upload through the upload item function. Now we'll write final upload task equals to Firebase storage ref dot put file. Basically put file function will help us to upload the selected image, which is our file location of the selected image. Now var download URL. So basically download URL will help us to get the URL of the image that we will upload on the Firebase, and we can use that URL in our Firestore database to show the image. Now I will create a map string dynamic method here. Basically, map string dynamic method itself says that first we need to upload a string and then a dynamic method. In the dynamic, you can upload many things like integer, boolean character, string, etc. So it is better to use a map string dynamic here. Now let me show you how we will upload a quiz for the each specific category. Now many of the developers might do that there will be a six category in our app. So they will create a six function for each category, and they will upload one by one quiz for that specific category. But I will do some smart work here which will take less time and less code, and will directly upload the quiz for the each specific category. So I will use only one function and one map string dynamic function to upload a quiz for the each specific category. Now it will automatically create a collection name, objects, place, etc., and it will automatically uploads the quiz for the each specific category from the admin panel. Rather than creating a six function for each category, I will just create a one function for all the categories. Now don't be get confused. Let me show you how I will do that, then you will get to know what I am explaining you here. So this is one of the easiest step that I am going to do here. So do not get confused, because I will tell you each and every step what I am writing in a Firestore database, and how we'll upload a data to the Firestore database, and can also upload the image to the Firebase storage. Now map string dynamic here. I've already explained you the reason for using a map string dynamic. Now we'll write a map name add quiz. Now we'll pass a image of that specific quiz, that will be the link of our image that I have already explained you. And in the option 1 there will be the text that the user have written in the option 1 field, and we'll get that by using option 1 controller.text, and same for the option 2, option 3 and option 4. And we'll also upload the correct answer of that specific quiz. So we need to create a correct string here and correct controller.text, so that we can get a text from our each text field. So if you had followed my old videos related to a chat app, food delivery app, to do app or news app, then you know that what really option 1 controller.text do here. If not, you can follow that complete app that I have developed from the scratch, and it will be very easy for the beginner to understand the complete code that I have just wrote there. So if you are new in this channel, then let me explain you what really option controller.text do here. So if the user will enter a text in the option 1 text field, so to get the text from the option 1 text field, we'll write option 1 controller.text, so that we can get the text from the option 1 text field and can directly upload in our map string method. Now we'll create a new folder name in the lib, which will be the service, and the new file database.dart. And in the database.dart file, we'll create a function which will help us to upload the data to the Firestore database. Now we'll create a class name database methods, and we'll write future add quiz category, and we'll pass a map string dynamic here, and we'll give a name to our map user quiz category. Now string category. The reason for using a string category is because, as I have told you, I will use only a single function to upload the quiz for the all 6 categories. So in the string category, we'll get a specific category like random, objects, place, and we'll upload a each quiz for that specific category by creating a collection in that category. Now Firebase firestore.instance.collection and will pass a collection name category, and in the add will upload a user info map. Now so this all categories what I am talking about like animal, sports, randoms, fruits, objects, place, it will automatically create a collection for each category and upload the quiz for that specific category in the Firestore database. Now let's move to the add quiz.dart file again, and here we'll write await database methods add quiz category, and we'll get the category that the user will select from drop down button which will be stored in the value. So we'll write a value here. Now we'll use a dot then method because after uploading the category we want to show a hint that the quiz has been uploaded to the Firestore database. So we'll use a so snack bar here and snack bar, and in the content we'll pass a text quiz has been added successfully, and we'll give the style to our text. So we'll use our text style and we'll pass a font size 18.0. Now we'll also pass a background color colors dot orange accent. Now we'll wrap up a center widget with a gesture detector, and in the onTap method we'll call a upload item function. So it is done. Now let's move to the terminal and we'll write first flutter clean command and then flutter run to run the app in our emulator. So our app has launched successfully. Now when I click to the camera icon, then it is suggesting us to pick the image from our phone gallery. So I will pick some random pic from my emulator, and here you can see the image that I've just picked from our phone gallery. Now it doesn't give a border radius to the image because we didn't wrap up a image dot file with a clip react. So let's move and wrap up a image dot file with a clip react widget. So there is a small tips from me. Whenever you want to give a border radius to your image, then always use a clip react widget here. So we'll now wrap up with a clip react and we'll give the border radius dot circular 20. So here you can see the image. Now let's move and we'll pass a option 1 hills, option 2 plain, though I am passing a random option here, cricket in option 3, and in the option 4 I will write football. Now in the correct answer I will write hills and will select a category place here and will click in the add button. So wait for a few seconds. So as you can see, quiz has been added successfully, and let's move to the Firebase and check that our data has been uploaded to the Firestore database. So here you can see the category place that have been created automatically by our one function that I have told you, and here the option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4, and here is the image link that I have just used by using our download URL. Now let's open the URL link here, and here you can see the image that we have just uploaded from the our emulator. So our add quiz part is working brilliantly, and we can successfully upload the quiz for the each specific category here. Now let's move to the storage, and here you can see the block images folder, and here the image that we have uploaded from our emulator. Now let's move and we'll hot restart it again, and we'll upload one more quiz to our category. So here I will select some random category, and we'll fill our option 1, option 2, option 3 and 4, and we'll select a category random here. Now click on add. So here it is our second category. So let's move, and we'll see that if the Firestore create a second collection name random here. So here you can see that it automatically creates a second collection name random, and in the random we have uploaded the first document here, and this is the image that we have just uploaded from the our emulator. So let's move and upload for the objects, and here we create our third category name objects, and this all data we have just uploaded from the Firestore database. Now let's move and upload one more document to our same category objects here. So quiz has been added successfully, and here you can see that we have just uploaded two documents in our same category name objects here. So you can see that by using a single category, we can upload a quiz for all the category, and our add quiz page is also working brilliantly. I have a small request from you. If you enjoying our videos and the apps related to the Flutter and want to show some love and support, consider buying us a virtual coffee. Every sip fuels our coding adventures and keep the Flutter magic alive. You can find the link in the description box. Now let's move. Now let's move to the home page, because we are going to now show all the quiz for that specific category that we have just uploaded in the Firebase through the admin panel. So in the database method, I will create a future stream query snapshot. Basically, query snapshot help us to get all the data from the Firestore database, and we'll create a function name get category quiz, and we'll pass a string category here. Now async return await Firebase Firestore dot instance dot collection, and in the collection we'll get a category name from our string category, and dot snapshot, so that we can get all the things that we upload on the each category like objects, place and random. So it is done. Now let's move to the home.dart page, and we'll create a stream here. Basically we'll use a stream builder to get all the documents and the details in our quiz app, because stream builder help us to get all the documents in the one flow, and if we are making any changes, then we can also see them in the few seconds by using a stream builder. So I will suggest that whenever you want to show the data from the Firestore database, then always use a stream builder here. Now we'll create a all quiz function here. So we'll write widget all quiz return stream builder, and in the builder we'll write context, async, snapshot, snapshot, and we'll write stream with stream. Now in the return, I will write snapshot.hasData. So it will check in the Firestore database that if the data is present in the specific collection or not, and if then it will show all the data by using a page view builder or list view builder. So here we are going to use a page view builder. Basically, page view builder will help us to show the first quiz, and through the page view builder we can directly move to the second quiz and so on, so that user can start guessing the image for that specific category he wants, and he can play lots of quiz for that specific category and can use the app in many ways. So it is better to use a page view builder here. Now in the item builder I will write context, and through the index we'll get each document here that we have stored in the each collection category. So if the snapshot has the data, then we'll show a page view.builder, and if not, then we'll just show a container suggesting that there is no document present in that specific category. And in the item count, we'll count all the data length that present in the specific collection through the snapshot.data.docs.length. Now we'll write page controller dot controller. So we are keep on using a text editing controller to control the text field, and here we need to use a page controller to control each page of our document or the quiz that we want to show. So for the page view builder, we need to create a page controller here, and in the controller we'll pass a controller. Now document snapshot ds equals to snapshot dot data dot docs, and we'll write index. So this is not the first time I am using a stream builder in our quiz app. As I've told you before, we have already developed many of the apps in our channel. So you might to know many things about a stream builder in that apps too. So you can follow that complete apps playlist, or I will paste that playlist link in our comment box. In the return, we need to show a quiz page here. I think so I have made a small mistake here. We don't need a quiz stream in our home.dart file, rather than we need in a question.dart page, because we are showing our quiz question in our question.dart file. So I will remove this function all quiz from here and will paste it in the question.dart file. So let's move and we'll copy the quiz here and we'll paste it in our return, so that we can show all the quiz for that specific collection in the form of the quiz. Now image.network, because as I have told you, our image is in the form of the link, and here is the image. So we'll write ds image so that we can get that specific image from that document, and here the option 1 so that we can get option 1 text, and same for the option 2, 3 and 4. Now let's move to the home.dart and we'll wrap up our first category place here with a gesture director, and we will push the user to the question.dart file so that he can start playing the quiz for that category. and we'll write navigator.push context and we'll write material page root context. Now we'll write question, and in the question dot file we'll pass a string category here so that we can get a specific category that the user have choose from the home page. Now let's move to the home, and in the question we'll pass a string name place which will be our category name. Now we'll copy the same navigator function from here and we'll do same for the animals, fruits, objects, sports, random. The reason for passing the category name is because, as I have told you, we'll get the quiz for that specific category in our question.dart file. So we need to get what the user has really clicked on a specific category, and we can show that specific quiz in our app and user can start guessing the image. Also, one more thing I want to tell you that whenever you're passing a category name here, then make sure it should be the exact name what collection have you created in the Firebase. If you don't pass the exact word what you wrote in the collection of Firebase, then you won't get the result because it can't get a result from the Firebase and it can't show the quiz for that specific category in the app. Now let's move to the question.dart file and we'll create get on the load function so that we can get all the quiz for that respective category that we are passing from our home page. Now we'll write quiz stream equals to await, and through the snapshot method that we have just passed in the database.dart file, we'll call a get category quiz function here. So we'll write database methods dot get category quiz, and here we'll pass a category, so we'll write widget.category. Now set state, and we'll write init state. The reason for using the init state is because, as you know, that init state function is the first function that usually calls when the app launches or the page you want to open. Quickly call a get on the load function and it will store all the documents from that respective collection and can show that in our app through the page view dot builder. Now do one more thing in our question.dart file is that wrap up a all quiz function with a expanded widget so that it can cover a complete height of the screen. Now we'll hot restart it again and we'll click to the random category here. So as you can see that here I got a image and the quiz that we have just uploaded from the admin panel. Now let's move to the Firebase, and here you can see the random category and this document that have been shown in our random quiz. And here you can see the option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4. So we are successfully calling all the quiz from our Firebase and showing in our category here. Now I want that when I will tap to the correct answer, which is a flower, then its border radius will change to green so that it can suggest the user that the answer he tapped is correct, and will show all the rest options in a red color, which suggests the user that the rest answers are not correct. So to show the correct answer, we need to wrap up option 1 with a gesture director, and in the set state we need to pass a boolean character here. So let's create a bool so equals to false. Now in the on tap function we'll write so equals to true. The reason for writing so here because after tapping I want to show the correct and wrong answer. So to get that, if the user have tapped any of the option from our four option, then we need to change the so to true here. Don't get confused. Let me show how I'll do that. It is one of the easiest function that I am using here because it will also help a beginner to understand each line of the code I am writing here. And you can see if so will be true, it means it will suggest that I want to show the answers right now or not. So if so will be true means if the user have tapped any of the option, then will show the correct or wrong answer. So to show the correct and wrong answer will match with the answer that the user have been tapped. So we'll write ds correct, which is our correct answer, and if it matches with a answer that the user tapped, then we'll show a container with a green color, and if not, then we'll show a container with a red color. So we'll write ds correct is equals to ds option 1, then we'll pass colors dot green if the answer is true, and if not, then we'll show colors dot red. Now let's pass this case for all the options. So it is done. Now let hot restart it again, and we'll click to the random category here. Now we'll press the correct answer, which is flower here. So when I press the correct answer, you can see that our container changes to a green color, which suggests the user that you have tapped a right answer for this image, and other container is on the red color, which suggests that it is a wrong option for this image. So it is working brilliantly, and we can also show the correct answer in our quiz. Now let's move to the place section, and here you can see the correct answer is heels. Now when I tap the correct answer, then it will change it to green and rest to the red. So now let's move, and we'll click to the place category here. So here you can see the first quiz of our place category, but here comes our second thing is that when the user will press the correct answer and he want to move to the next quiz to of the same category place here, then how we'll do that? So let me show. It is a very easy process, and by using a single line of code we can directly move to the next quiz. So here first I will create a icons dot forward iOS, which will suggest the user that by pressing this icon he can directly move to the next quiz. Will provide some random color code to the icon. Now here you can see the icon. Now we'll wrap up with a container so that user can clearly see the forward icon here. Now we'll give the padding, decoration, border, border.all and border radius to our icon, and we'll provide the height from the top by using a size box height 5.0. Now I want to move the icon to the right side of the screen, so I will wrap up a container with a row widget and will write main axis alignment dot end so that it can directly move our icon to the right side of the screen. Now we'll wrap up a row with a gesture detector, and in the on tab function I will create a function controller dot next page. You already know that we have created a controller for our page view. So here it comes a reason why I have created a controller for our page view. Now to move the quiz to the next page, we need a controller here so that we can control the page view builder accordingly. Now in the on tab function, I will write controller dot next page and will pass a duration. Basically duration will suggest how much time you want to take to move the page from one page to the another. And in the curve you can provide many curves like bounce in, ease in, etc. So I will write ease in because I don't want any animation here. You can provide animation according to your choice and can make it more attractive. Now let's move and we'll click to the place category here. So here our first quiz. Now I'll click to the correct answer fields here. So it shows a correct answer here. Now in the place category, you can see that there is a second document which is our second quiz. Now when I'll click to the forward icon, then it will directly move to the next quiz of that same category. But here you can see that it is already telling us the correct answer. So to remove the correct answer, we need to make our show boolean character to false again. Now let hot restart it again and we'll click to the place category again. Now here is the first quiz. Now let's click the correct answer. Now let's move to the next quiz. So here you can see the next quiz and it is damn, which is our correct answer. Now when I'll click to the correct answer, then it will change that correct to green and other to red. So we can successfully move to the next quiz and can play unlimited quiz for that specific category, and through the admin panel we can upload as much quiz we want. So we have successfully made a quiz app with the admin panel from scratch, and you have added one more app to your app bucket list. If you are new to the channel, then we have already made a chat app, news app, food delivery app, to-do app from scratch. I will recommend you to follow that videos that will help to learn lots of things regarding the Flutter and Firebase. Though I am planning to bring some more app series to this channel, I have a small request from you. Please do not forget to share our videos to the different Flutter community groups so that we can connect with some more fellow developers. Also, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button so that you won't miss out on any of the amazing content we upload on this channel. Until then, keep coding, keep having fun. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.